The work which I did, research work in my PhD. I completed my PhD in 2020 at the age of 56. The subject was SETU rating system. Now the question, what is SETU? And why I went for this subject? I belong to CPWD. Normally in CPWD we are confined to buildings. But somehow I managed more to be in flyover and bridges. In PWD I was there, then Delhi tourism for 10 years I was there. So unlike a CPWD person, I had more experience and more exposure to flyover and bridges than buildings. And when I was talking to my friends in buildings, they're always talking of some green buildings, GRA rating system, and I am more into flyover bridges. Why not SETU rating? I talked to some of my friends and say it is impossible. But nothing is impossible. Once thought came to me, I should have talk of SETU rating system. And now it is just a reverse. First I thought of SETU, then how SETU fits in that system. Then I started reverse cycle. And then I took the admission PhD to do that work. And the first publicly presentation after I completed my PhD, after 3.5 years. This is my first slide, a GRA rating system for buildings. Similarly, there should be SETU rating system. And SETU I explained as sustainability evaluation of transportation urban areas. That is when you are constructing flyover bridges. During construction stage, we see our public is suffering a lot. And it is more difficult to make a flyover or a transport structure in public areas, in urban areas than in rural areas. In fact, in rural areas you don't need it. You require such structures only in urban areas only. And it becomes very difficult, and really there's so much chaos, and the public moving through that area really suffers a lot as long as the project is going on. So normally in the past we are seeing project goes for 2 years, 3 years, and public is suffering such a long time. Why should they suffer for such a long time? We should make the project fast move, and even if whenever we are at site, we should do such arrangements that nobody should suffer. So that is the way how sustainable your project is during construction stage. It can be any stage, but my research work was confined to construction stage. Once I thought of sustainability, then I was to identify the sustainability indicators. Do we have a hand pump? Hand mic? Hand mic. More convenient. Hand mic. Then develop the SETU rating system parallel to GRA rating system, and to make the execution sustainable while creating a transportation network in an urban area. And during construction stage, it can be any stage, design stage, construction stage, maintenance stage, but my area is confined to construction stage when public suffers most. Yes. Nowadays we are seeing hello. We are seeing that most of the conferences, they've got a theme with sustainability. And after doing an in-depth study of sustainability, what is actually sustainability, I found that there is a little misconception. Normally what I've observed that in India, what people are observing, sustainability is environmental friendly. They are making sustainability equal to environment, but that is not there. It is beyond the environment. It has got 3 factors, 2 factors more. Environmental, social factor, then economic factor. Unless these 3 factors are met, we cannot call anything sustainable. Just equating environment is an incomplete task. And therefore, transportation, what should be sustainability and what should be sustainability indicators? It started a first UN conference in 1972, and due to the Burnett Commission held in 1987, the term sustainable point, and it is not still the completely coined. It was just coined, meeting the needs of present generation without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. And till date, there is no clear-cut definition of sustainability, as well as sustainability indicators could be listed. But just the attempt has been taken by so many visitors. As I said, the environmental sustainability, economic sustainability, and socio-cultural sustainability. Unless these factors, all 3 are together, we cannot call any project to be sustainable. There are some authors, some persons who have done studies on this, and they have noted as sustainability indicators, quality of life indicators like health, family, education, freedom, social justice, so and so, by Gors and Venley, 2000. In 2005, Jude Dest, he highlighted the variation traffic and transport policy from one city to another, from one country to another. Social, economical, political, cultural differences, then affordable issues, dependence on public transport system. It is said that no country can progress unless all developed countries, they depend on public transport system. अगर private transport system करेंगे तो road में chaos होगा ही होगा. उसको reduce करने के लिए we have to rely on public transport system, and that should be efficient, good system. Like in Delhi now metro has come, people shifted to metro, but still that is inadequate. A document sustainable transport evaluation is in 2011. Again it said, more sustainable transport system meets the social, economical, environmental dimensions and degree of participation. Same thing. In fact, when I was presenting my case before the team who were to accept my topic of research, they asked me, when I present so many papers, so much work has been done. And I was prepared for that question, that so much work has already been done, sustainability indicators have already been identified, then what are you doing anything extra? It is already listed. But then my reply, which was already decided, the sustainability indicators till now listed are only in developed countries like US, Europe, and India is still developing, and that may not be sufficient for India. Whatever has been decided, listed for US and Europe, they may not be valid in India. Maybe we need more. Sustainable evaluation done by so many other persons, judgment on the basis of multi-attribute theory, and different theories, different models have been brought by different researchers. Anjali Avasti, research issue reads at how to choose and obtain the criteria for sustainability evaluation, how to generate project ratings under lack of quantitative data, and how to deal with qualitative ratings in the selected method. That is very important to start my research work. And how I started. I studied growth in transport system since independence days. कि इंडिया में क्या हुआ, दिल्ली में क्या हुआ है इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद, कैसे ट्रांसपोर्ट डेवलप करी है. Then I studied it 3 existing corridors for Commonwealth Games. See, if we were not aware of sustainable term, it doesn't mean that we were not sustainable. We were still sustainable, maybe less sustainable. But without knowing the term sustainable at that time, does not mean that we were not sustainable. Then I studied 4 corridors during construction stage to identify the sustainability indicators and then how much they are valid in that scenario. And then sustainability evaluation of fuzzy score method and developing my own rating system, SETU rating system or called SETU index. The study was carried out for Delhi prior to Asian Games. The first thrust of flyover during Asian Games where 4 flyovers were constructed, but mainly those 4 were also for stadium to the Asian Games village, not for general public, mainly for the sports person. Then 1982 to New Millennium, in first year New Millennium, then second thrust of flyovers in Commonwealth Games 2010 and Journey Commonwealth Games onwards. There are 3 existing corridors, Barapula Phase 1, Great Ghazipur and Mukarba Chowk. Grade separator. These were studied, the completed corridors and others under construction stage. Then found that yes, we are sustainable. We done so much research. We shifted from cast in situ to precast, shorter to longer spans to reduce the time cycle. RC training were to reinforce earth wall, bearing expression joints, modular expression joints. There are a lot of research in that. Subway base core riding surface, CND waste recycling, quality assurance. Everywhere there was advancement. And there was effective reduce in time deployed at the site for the construction of any project. Sustainability features identifying the existing corridors like erosion of soil runoff, cutting and removal of trees, drain contamination, shifting of utilities, safety health measures, noise pollution, environment friendly materials and technologies, environmental issues. So social issues, technical issues. You see this? There was no shifting of surface. This is a Barapula corridor phase 2. When I started the project, the consultant told me, ki, Mr. Bansal, you have to shift all this. This is done by me. You have to shift so many services. I said, sir, no service will be shifted. We have to construct like this only. Then I was told it is impossible. Then we will make it possible. And actually, without shifting a single service, Barapula Phase 2 project was made possible, and I invited all my friends to see it, and few of them appeared, and they really appreciated how the piling was done. मैंने एक एरिया है, हमारा लंबा कॉरिडोर है, एक एरिया में जरूरी नहीं है पाइलिंग रिग लेके पाइलिंग करें, हम एक ट्राइपॉड से भी पाइलिंग कर सकते हैं, थोड़ी पाइलिंग, मे बी इट विल टेक लॉन्ग टाइम, पैरेलल में हम दूसरा काम कर सकते हैं, and this will avoid shifting of services. We can identify the area, locate the area where piling is to be done, not necessarily exactly that location. जहाँ पाइलिंग हमें पॉसिबल नजर आती है वहां करो, जहाँ हमारे इलेक्ट्रिक केबल्स है मैनुअल डिगिंग करो, शिफ्ट करने के लिए रखो वहीं पर ही। एक पाइपलाइन शिफ्ट करने में एक्सपेंडिचर प्लस टाइम दोनों ही बहुत जाते हैं, उतने टाइम में मैं ट्राइपॉड से पाइलिंग करके हमने निकाल दिया कॉरिडोर विदाउट शिफ्टिंग सिंगल सर्विस। नो स्टॉपिंग ऑफ रोड ट्रैफिक। Heritage structure without shifting. The phase 1, tender consultant was there, and they raised the height of the corridor. The garbage dump converted to green belt. Again, Mukarba Chowk, you can see heritage structure was made part of the scheme. With some adjustments, you can avoid shifting the structure, removing the structure, or removing the green belt. It is possible. R-shaped structure, steel structure, and really it can be recycled in a better cost-effective manner if it is required. And later on, it was required for Meerut Expressway, it was to be removed. Then 4 corridors which I studied during cluster phase to identify sustainability indicators and to rate them. Then my procedure was to select the corridors, site visits, record still images, identify indicators, and devise a performa for rating of these indicators, and devise another performa for seeing how much they are actually effective at site. Again, the same thing, the sequence which I have done. But this study was carried out on weekdays, weekends, and different months, so that all kind of scenarios are covered to identify those indicators. See, tree was not shifted, but people were not sensitive. The tree was damaged or hurt. A bad scenario, I'll say. I've got thousands of photographs, I selected very few to show here. Direction says, कृपया धीरे चले इधर, and traffic the other direction. Contractor not sensitive to put the board in right position. A gap was left, and people tend to cross the road through that gap. Barricading is not complete. Just by ribbons they are doing it. How damaged, how bad. See, we make compulsory in the tender document that site is to be barricaded. But how much effective at site, you can see it. And I've got thousands of photographs. Thousands. See the road condition. During cluster stage, why should public suffer with such a bad road condition? Person working so depth without any helmet, just this. Otherwise, if you see a tender document, helmet will be compulsory. Well, good scenario. It's not every time it's bad, sometimes it's good also. You can see the barricades in proper manner, people are moving and traffic is going fast, and you can see there's a gap. It's not rush, it's not there. Boards at site, Mr. Hegre's site is there, and he has put nice boards there. See, everything should be properly displayed. Your message should be properly displayed at site. Spring of water is done so nicely, the signature of the site. Greenery was done, and we have made it compulsory that any dignitary come to site, he has to plant a tree. That was compulsory. Nobody can leave the site without planting a tree. This is again Barapula corridor, Barapula phase 2, where the corridor is passing through Silver Oak Park, and we are not getting permission. With great difficulty, we got the permission. We told the park is divided into 2 parts. That was the main concern. If we allow the corridor to pass through Silver Oak Park, the park gets divided into 2 parts. But no, we'll still make it one. So made like that, the passage is through below the park, and it's a good passage, beautiful passage. It was done. The people walk, and it feels that it's one park only. It doesn't give a feeling that it is divided into 2 parts where this flyover has gone through them. No shifting of services. Piling was done using tripod. Again, you can see these were shifted. We placed the pier where the position was available, and accordingly design the structure so that I can put my peer exact this position only. I made it sure that no service will be shifted from here. Slab level decided कि service shift नहीं होनी है. We'll design the corridor accordingly and design the slab of that type which suits the area without shifting of services. Good message are displayed. सुरक्षा जीवन का अर्थ है. Then after identifying, so I found that the 3 indicators are insufficient for a country like India or for urban environment like Delhi. Earlier we were doing only economic, social, environment. Now I added 3 more indicators like governance. People tend to violate the laws for their for their easiness. So governance should be the strict governance is required at site. Technical parameter. We found that every time a project is given to a consultant and he starts inventing the wheel again. And the more interesting case was from Najafgarh to signature based site, Wazirabad. There were 3 corridors, one by Metro, one by PWD and one by Delhi Tourism. And Najafgarh Nala was negotiated by all the 3 corridors. One at Raja Garden, one was near Najafgarh and one here. Same width of Nala, same purpose, same period, same duration. And all the 3 had different technologies. There was no common, what is the best thing? One was primitive, one was conventional, and one was, once some efforts were done, more efforts were done. So if we are having a written record somewhere, technical data is available easily. So one can follow that and decides at what scenario, what type of technology is required. So we should have technical reasons, they should be well covered and accessible to everybody so that we can take a decision what type of technology use that particular scenario. Then last one, inner engineering I added. Because our country, we are spiritual, known to be spiritual. And I found that if you are more spiritual side, you give better results. And every time we feel that we engineers are competent and we are doing the work, that gives थोड़ा feeling आती है, अभिमान वाली बात आती है. और जब हम सोचते हैं कि ये परम पिता परमात्मा ईश्वर के द्वारा कराया कार्य है और हमारे द्वारा कराया जा रहा है, इस फीलिंग से कार्य करते हैं, तो we get better result at site. So these indirectly identified environmental issues में air pollution, drainage system, noise pollution during day, during night, depletion of green belt, plantation scheme, alternate scheme for the project making sustainable, social factor, health of workers, welfare active family of workers, sanitation condition, first aid facilities, safety measures, increased stress level, health, safety, preserve social spaces, public attraction, utility of project public, preserving the heritage structures, economic factor, increasing travel time, travel cost, disturbance of business employment of nearby residents. Because generally people even lose the business gets affected. In cost of construction due to lack of funds, cost of construction due to time overrun, technical factors, display of project details, traffic diversion, visibility, site distance to moving traffic, lighting of construction site, barricade the site, effective technology used, handling C&D waste, quality assurance, governance, ensuring the mobility of traffic within the project area, maintenance of existing drainage system, maintenance of barricades, maintenance of existing utilities, existing greeneries, time overrun due to delay in government decisions, due to mismanagement at site, inter facility of yoga meditation, perform the rituals at site like Vishwan Puja May Day, is a good feeling to workers and they perform better. Celebration during festival site, motivation worker by reward policies. Like this, I identified 43 indicators, and you can see this chart was modified. Earlier it was equal. Now, depending on number of indicators, it is increased. Length of all these parameters increased. Then fuzzy recall system, it was very low, medium, high, and rating by public, how much effective at site. Again, very poor, fair, good, average. I will not go in fuzzy recall method. Just these sites, 4 sites, A1, A2, A3, A4. I will not go in these details. Then ultimately we realized the ranking A3, A4, A2, A1. 4 sites, I don't want to name it, which site was better than other, because everybody has its own system. Then I wanted to simplify it, SETU rating system. So this value, which was coming earlier in fuzzy record method, it was less than 5.791. So I did 5 parameters. Initial number was given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for rating. Then sum of 43, it came to 129. And to make it 100, divided by everything 1.29 and rounded off to get the whole number SETU weightage. If it is more than 90, it's platinum rating, it is diamond rating, gold rating, silver rating, unsustainable. Below 45, it is unsustainable project. Now, which criteria got how much CRISP value and what was my SETU weightage? It is converted. In the last column you can see. For each criteria, SETU marking system was assigned. SETU weightage was given. Governance, inner engineering. Somehow inner engineering parameters got a very low response from public. Now, depending on this, now the width of all these parameters changed as per the weightage at site. So, after my analysis, SETU rating system, I found that 2 sites were silver rating and 2 sites were gold rating. So, when cities take the fabric from underdeveloped to developing countries, sustainability of transport coordination during cluster stage in an urban environment is not restricted to 3 pillars, but rather beyond that. They added governance, technical, and inner engineering. The tendency to avoid following the rules. That's why governance has come. The same development technology owners depend on the consultant and his wisdom. That's why technical factor has been added. And fundamentals of all the stakeholders like development organizations, labor, need to accomplish a feeling of coexistence to keep a cool deposition and to reduce the mishappening such circumstances. So inner engineering was added in that. So I'll not go into details. I'll not go into just how to assign. So there's no variation. Complete guidelines have been given कि किस क्राइटेरिया को लेकर कैसे असेसमेंट करनी है. 4 नंबर देने हैं, 3 देने हैं, 2 देने हैं, 1 देने हैं. पूरा असेसमेंट उन्हें दिया हुआ है. And that was done during cluster stage, and it can be extended to design stage, it can be extended to this maintenance stage. Then it's not only flyover bridges, it can be of any type of structure, it can be extended. Fine. ROB, URB, national highways, state highways, minor rivers, major river projects, metropolitan cities. So it can further extend that in other stages also. Thank you very much.